Good evening, everyone. It was nice to meet you all. So, this evening we will be discussing and sharing our thoughts and ideas about the topic. Okay, we will be sharing our thoughts and ideas about the English in Pakistan.
Next slide, please.
So, the first question is, can we have Amaba? Let's hear from Amaba for her thoughts and ideas about the first question.
I would like to share my thoughts about the question number one. Question number one is how Pakistan culture shaped Pakistan English. So for me, Pakistan culture shaped Pakistan English is cultural context plays a language or its expertise. In every language encounters a new social cultural context, it gradually starts changing and thereby adapting to the new cultural reality. The language change occurs so that it may enable its new users to express cultural reality conveniently. Their findings in different contexts stand by the fact culture shapes the evolving nature and structure of a language in different circumstances. Furthermore, a new language authority that develops in a new cultural context encounters regional linguistics influence which also determine its development and evolution.
Thank you, Amaba, for that wonderful idea. So let me share my answer too. Whenever a language, according to the question, how Pakistan culture shaped Pakistan English? For my answer, whenever a language encounters a new socio-cultural context, it gradually starts changing and thereby adapting to the new cultural reality, which is Pakistani then, before it was an Indian. English came into being when the British colonizers came to the subcontinent. Pakistani has been developing constantly since separation of the subcontinent in 1947 by borrowing Arabic vocabulary from the Urdu language. Pakistani English has the influence of Urdu, Arabic, and Persian languages which shape it as a specific variety of English. So, as you can see there, it gradually starts changing. So, the Pakistani English shape from the culture of Pakistan. So that's it for my idea.
How Pakistan culture shaped Pakistan English. Pakistan culture shaped Pakistan English through lexical interferences from the speaker's first language, which is the L1. So Pakistani culture shapes Pakistani English. There are numerous different languages and dialects spoken in Pakistan, creating a complex linguistic environment. The majority of people in Pakistan speak Urdu, the country's official language. Pakistan English is influenced by a variety of cultural elements, including religion, history, and social mores, in addition to lexical interferences. So, for instance, the use of particular terms and phrases in Pakistan English may be influenced by Islamic values and beliefs, while historical occurrences like the British colonization of the area have had a lasting effect on Pakistani English. So, that's it. That's my answer. I think Sagarino will answer.
Yes. Okay, so let me share my thoughts also about how Pakistan culture shaped Pakistan English. Okay, so as I read the book Linglo at References, we all know that Pakistani culture is a very unique, right? Um, in terms of its social values revolving around the religion of Islam, Pakistani culture is very diverse. Culture is the characteristics of a particular group of people defined by everything from language, social habits, music, and art. Culture may be defined as behavior peculiar to human beings together with material objects used. So the British greatly influenced language, public administration, education, architecture, communication, and the political system, that system of government, thinking, and culture in the lands that Pakistan inherited.
I will share also my thoughts and how Pakistan English shaped by the culture is it is because on the L1 wherein it it share they adapt the English because of the globalization and also because of the music, arts and etc. And also
Alright, since Birame lost her connection, let's just continue to question number 2. Varun?
Okay, number two question is explain cultural specific interaction, or also known as interference in Pakistan English.
I'd answer, I share my thoughts on question number 2. Explain cultural specific interaction, or also known as interference in Pakistan English. So, cultural specific interaction, or also known as interference, in short, these morphological interferences from the local languages have influenced the development of Pakistani English. When the British colonizers came to the subcontinent, they introduced English as an official language of India. This policy decision entailed the interaction between the British Standard English and the local languages of India. Thus, in the new cultural reality, Indian English as a variety of English developed to facilitate the local users. When the colonizers left the subcontinent, India and Pakistan came into being as two separate states. Consequently, Pakistani English developed in a new cultural context. Moreover, Pakistani English has linguistic features which many speakers of British English find it hard to understand. English is researched and enriched. Thus, the current research has made us use of qualitative approach, investigate the differences between Pakistani and the British English. And that's all.
Thank you, Miss Amaba. Explain cultural specific interaction, or also known as interference in Pakistan. When speakers of one language transfers unique linguistic traits or cultural norms from their first language, which is the L1, to their second language, which is the L2, this phenomenon known as the cultural specific interaction, also known as interference, takes place. When it comes to Pakistani English, culturally distinctive interactions can take many different forms, such as um, conversation patterns, vocabulary, syntax, and pronunciation. That's it. Miss Sagarino?
Yes, okay, alright. Explain cultural specific interaction, or also known as interference in Pakistan. Okay, intercultural communication is very difficult, right? Because it requires participants to have a working knowledge of each other's culture, and lack of that knowledge can hinder successful communication. The intercultural contact occurs between two culturally different societies, or within a multicultural society such as Pakistan, will for a specific purpose and for a limited period of time. It can occur among people belonging to ethnically diverse groups of. So yeah.
for me, so the interaction of social Culture is very unique in terms of its social values, revolving around the religion of Islam. The region has formed a distinct cultural unit within the main cultural complex of South Asia, Middle East, and Central Asia, with an integration of elements from various invading cultures from the earliest of times. And also in Pakistan, the communication style is generally indirect, expressive, and loud. Maintaining eye contact is generally considered rude. So Pakistan tend to lower their gaze in conversation. It is also generally accepted to interrupt and speak over people and conversation. So that's all, guys.
So let me share my thoughts about the question number 2. So we have the same thoughts with Amaba. So when British colonizers came to the subcontinent, they introduced English as an official language in India. So since India and Pakistan are neighbors, the English language that are being brought to India as official language was also been brought to Pakistan, since they gradually tend to influence each other in a way that they produce a different variety of a language. So the cultural specific interaction paves the way for new linguistic processes which ultimately form a new language variety. It involves a process in which the morphemes of language A transfer to language B. So alternatively, the B language designates new functions of its morphemes on the model of A language morphemes. And lastly, Pakistani English has borrowed many of its lexical morphemes from Urdu and Arabic languages. And this is the fact which distinguishes it from India English and British English. That's all for my idea.
Next slide, please.
Number 3 is discuss the lexical features of Pakistan English and provide examples. So, Pakistani English has indeed borrowed many lexical items from the regional languages to enrich itself and facilitate the local speakers to easily express their cultural reality. Apart from these morphological differences, Pakistani English is also enriched with the lexical items which add to its variety. So for the example is Kachi Abadi, borrowed from the Urdu language, and for and into translate into Pakistan is to relocate people from illegally. And example number 2, other example is Mifil Isama from borrowed from Urdu language, translate into a concert of Sufi music in a Pakistani English. And the last one example is Mushaira, or literary gathering where people recite their poetry. And Kwali, or newspapers write for the Pakistan English, and Kwali is for Urdu language.
Thank you, Miss Amaba, for sharing. Yes, Miss Veron, you want to share your insights about this question?
Yes, I will
Alright.
share my thoughts. My answer. So, discuss the lexical features of Pakistan English and provide examples about this. So, in lexical features of Pakistan English, I will focus on the morphological features of Pakistan English. First, the interference of suffix Asian in Pakistan English. So, this suffix Asian, the word Asian, has been used in Dawn newspaper with nouns. For example, the word point. And to put the suffix Asian, the word will become pointation. And the next interference of it is the local prefixes and suffixes in Pakistan English. So these words are unique morphological structure. Example, the word deshape. So in terms of morphemes, example in ism, a derivational suffix interfers the word which is baradari. So, and to put the ism, it will become baradarism. And the third interference of is local productive suffixes in Pakistan English. So the suffixes er and double e are interfered with English bases, as for the example of words are the word in English, the word affect, and to put the suffix double e, it will become affectee. And the last one is the interference of local free morphemes in Pakistani English. So that's all for my thoughts.
Alright, so thank you, Miss Varen, for sharing your answer. And I would like also to share my answer in this question number 3. And the history, culture, and linguistic diversity of Pakistan all have an impact on the lexical characteristics of the language. So as a result, there are several loan words, borrowings, and expressions in Pakistani English that illustrate regional cultural norms and linguistic influences. So examples of lexical characteristics of Pakistani English include, I have 3 examples here, and I don't know, I'm not sure on how to pronounce this 3. So first is Mifel-e Sama, which means a concert of Sufi music or Sufi music. I don't know what's that word. And the second one is Mushaira, which means a literary gathering where people recite their poetry. And the third one is Kuali or Kuali. I don't know how to pronounce that word. So it refers to the person who sings Kawali as well as to the song he or she sings. So that's my answer. Miss Sagarino.
Yeah. So the questions number 3 is discuss the lexical features of Pakistan English and provide examples. So we all know that lexical features have examples, right? So lexical features include word length, word frequency, high frequency, word, and others. So word can be borrowed, semantically changed, translated, and hybridized. So for borrowing of Pakistani English includes registers of Islamic culture and religion, Pakistani culture, Pakistani language, Arabic, and Persian. So there are many languages being spoken in Pakistan, such as Pashto, Urdu, Pakistan English is borrowed, and etc. So moving on, take note, guys, that Pakistan is a non-native variety of English. In this feature, Pakistan English is very different from both IE and BSE or British Standard English. It is different in many ways, but however, IE is different due to Islam. Also, Pakistani culture and tradition, languages spoken in Pakistan. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for your hard work. So we learned something about your ideas and thoughts. Thank you everyone for cooperating.